Hey, what's up, wonderful musical people of Instagram? Today we are going to be looking at how to create a 90s style piano house track. So let's just go ahead and play 16 bars, and then I'm just going to break everything down for you guys. Alright, so the first thing we will do is have a look at the drums. So let's go ahead and solo these. So to get the right drum sounds, you're going to have to use a sampler. So for example, I'm using something called Battery, and I have a 909 style drum set loaded. That's going to give me that 90s style kind of house sound. So I've got this snare and clap leading up to the build up. And also, just for a little bit more interest and variety in the drums, I've just added some really simple like little reverse claps going on. So you get something like this. It sounds a lot more interesting. So make sure that when you're putting your drums together, you're using the right sounds, or you're using the right drum machines or drum pads. And if you don't have any good ones that are preloaded into your samplers or your drum machines, just check out Splice, download some samples and load them into your sampler. And I will release a separate video on that one soon, so you guys can learn how to basically create your own drums. Okay, so next we're just going to look at the bass sounds. All right, so for the bass, I've got two things going on here. I have a sub bass, and I'm using a house 90s organ style bass from Nexus. I'm just using a preset because it's just a lot easier to use nice sounding presets than trying to create something from the ground up. All right, so let's have a listen to the 90s house bass. Yeah, I've also got a little sub bass going on here. You can't really hear it, but you can definitely feel it if you were to play it on some big subwoofers. All right, next up, we are going to look at the piano and the string parts. There are two things that we want to pay attention to. The first one is sidechaining, and the second thing is automation of our volume and automation of our filters. So, okay, what is sidechaining? For those of you guys who are new to music production and don't know, think of sidechaining as almost like volume ducking. So you're using a plugin to very quickly increase and decrease the volume of a track. So you get this kind of like wavy, like whooshy kind of sound. So I use a plugin called Kickstart by Nicky Romero with the sidechain, and this is without. And this is no sidechain. Right, so you can hear that like wavy thing going on. And the next thing that we have in the string part is I'm automating a filter. So it kind of almost sounds like something is slowly fading in, and it just helps to bring up the energy and bring up the dynamics of your track. All right, so you can hear the strings kind of coming in with a lot more intensity and a lot more, you could call it like, energy. Like the high end is slowly being brought back in. All right, next we are going to look at the synth part. It's slowly fading in, so that when it finally does get to the drop, it's like there's just more energy and like more excitement. Okay, and lastly, we're just going to look at some different effects and fills and transitions that I've thrown into my mix to make things sound just a little bit more interesting and add a little bit of ear candy. And again, this is just kind of standard practice in any sort of house or, you know, electronic dance music. So I'll just play everything for you. All right, and now we're just going to throw everything together and, you know, just hear the full track. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching my video. If you have any questions about music production, leave them in the comments below, or you could just send me a direct message on Instagram. Hope you guys are having a wonderful day and making tons of really cool music.